Hello everyone and welcome back to Lakeside, and today is going to be about really EWS, and as you know, I've got the beautiful Class 33 in EWS, and I'm just so happy with this. Gorgeous looking loco. And then I thought, I haven't really got anything for this to tow. I've got no other EWS rolling stock at all, and so I was looking around, and you obviously have the Hornby hoppers and various other rolling stock, but looking at the price, I'm thinking, yeah, right, so that's going to cost me about 120 quid just to get a decent rake of hoppers or whatever. And then I come across something else purely by accident. Well, it wasn't really by accident. I'd put a search in for EWS, and I did that on Google and YouTube, and when I saw this I thought, oh wow, I think this would actually answer all my prayers for this loco. So let's move that out to there, and I'll show you what I've got. Isn't that gorgeous? Well, I think it is. I think it's absolutely perfect. Now that is a inspection saloon made by Bachmann, and that is the code for it. And so when I saw this, I thought, right, I'll grab that. I have one of those sorted. Problem is, I couldn't find any. They don't seem to be making them. Well, there aren't any available, put it that way. Well, not many. And I searched and searched, and Hattons, rails, all the normal ones were all out of stock. So I was about to give up, and I was scrolling down the search sites, and I came across TMC, and so I looked on their website, and they had one left, and it was at a very good price too. It was the original price, I think, which was about 50, just over 50 quid. £51 I think it was I paid, which is a lot of money for a coach. I can't, you know, I don't normally pay 50 odd quid for a coach, but having said that, it's not just your normal coach. It's incredibly well detailed, and it's got seating inside. It comes with pickups on the bogies for lighting. Now, for some strange reason, Bachmann never went ahead and fitted lighting into the coaches, so I don't know what's going on there, but I have got a set of, about 3 sets of coach lighting kits from, I don't know, about 4 years ago. And I bought a whole load for when I was doing the teak coaches, when I was putting lighting in the teak coaches. So that's got to be a good 4 or 5 years ago. And I had 3 sets left over. So I thought, right, I will use one of those to light this. I've also got a selection of people in high-vis vests and things, which I can also put on the seats or standing when I go along. However, that's the job for today. But first, obviously, I wanted to show you it as it is at the moment. So there's no details put on the front as yet, but let's get that into focus. There you go. I have got the pack here, so I've got to install those. I've already fitted on the front a Hunt's coupling extra short close coupling, and that fits perfectly. I've got a standard coupling on the 33 and an ultra short. Actually, it's not standard, it's a close coupling. This is extra close, and that works absolutely perfectly. I don't get any buffer lock on that at all, even at that angle, so that's gonna go just nicely. So that's already done. I've taken the coupling off the rear of it. I don't need that. I'm not going to have anything towing behind this, obviously. It's meant for people to stand at the back here and inspect the track. So I don't have any need for a coupling that end, and I've just got a ultra short Hunt's coupling this end. The main thing I was a little bit concerned about, which is difficult to tell from photographs, is the colour match between the two models, because this is Bachmann, this is Helgen, so you know, you're never really going to know what the colour match is going to be like, but it's actually spot on. The only difference is that this is in a much more of a matte finish than that. That's got like a satin finish, this has got a matte finish. But to be honest with you, when you're looking at side on, it really doesn't show up. It's only when you're looking down, when the light is coming down on the roof, that you see that this has got a slightly higher gloss to it than that one. But that's no big deal. You know, they're not going to be the same in real life anyway. So the job for today is to fit lighting inside the coach, add the detail on this end here, and put some people in. The only thing I don't know yet is how I take this apart to do all that. There's absolutely zero instructions in the box, on the box, of where the bits and pieces go on the detailing pack, but I will have a look at images on the internet and see if I can work out. I mean, some of them are fairly obvious, to be honest, but some aren't, and I will have a look and see if I can find out where those bits go. Right, so what I should be doing is now taking the body shell off. As long as I find out how to do it, it's probably just clipped on, and installing the lights and the other bits and pieces. Okay, so I'll speak to you later. Bye for now. Hello again and welcome back. Okay, so what I've done now is taken the coach apart, and it was, as I thought, just held on with some clips. Once you've got the body on, I took the body off by using these, which are my favourite tools for getting coach bodies and locos off. They're just little spatulas which you get for paints, etc., for mixing, and they slot nicely down the side of the body without any damage. That's what I use. People use bits of card and bits of plastic and so forth. That's what I use. So that's all it was, 4 clips to get the body off, and then you're faced with that on there with the interior, 2 screws that lifts off, and you're left with the chassis and the weight in the middle. Protruding through the chassis are 2 little brass or copper lugs which go through to the pickups on the wheels. So it's a case of connecting a couple of wires to those lugs, and what I've also done is I've ran some cable underneath this weight to the other end of the bogie, so that I've got pickups for both ends, so it will have all wheels connected to the lighting. I've put a loop in here for each of the cables to allow for movement of the cable at both ends, so it's nice and fine wire, so it's, you know, okay, it may work harden over a couple of years, but if so, I'll just resolder it, but it should be okay. I've done this on my teak coaches and they're fine, and I've had those going for about four years or so. So I know this method works. So the next stage is for me to then pass these cables up through the, we're going to do this, up through here, like so, and I will use this area here, which is the kitchen. Now this kitchen area is got windows which are opaque both sides, so I can hide all the electrics inside this compartment without any problem, and I will just feed these cables up through the plastic chassis so that you won't see the cables coming up. So that's the next job, is to feed the cables up, drill a couple of holes, feed them up, and then I can tighten down the interior. And while it's in this stage, I will of course then add a few people as well while I'm at it. So that's the chassis taken care of. No work required on the body yet. And so what I've got to do next is make up the lighting kit. Now the lighting kit, as I said previously, I bought this 4 years ago, something like that, and it consists of a rectifier, a capacitor here, a rectifier and a capacitor, a little piece of Vero board, and also a 1K resistor there. So it's all those three items there, which I'll then have to locate onto the Vero board and solder up, and then there will be two cables coming in from here, two cables coming in and two cables going out for going to the strip lighting. So really that's the next job after getting the cables up. So these two cables here from the chassis will connect to this little board, and that little board will be slipped into position in here. This will go down quite small once I've chopped the legs off, so there'll only be the components showing on the board like that, so it won't be huge. I'm putting the 1K resistor in just to dim the lights a bit, because I should think that this will be quite bright if I don't put the 1K resistor in. It needs to be, you know, brightish but not ultra bright. So I shall put a 1K resistor in. If it's too dim, which I don't think it will be, but if it's too dim I will just take the resistor out, but it should be okay. Okay, so that is really the next stage. So I will crack on and I will get back to you once I'm at an appropriate point, I think. Okay, so see you in a minute. Bye. Right, back again. So the little assembly for the electronics I've built up and I've popped into the kitchen compartment. So I've got the two wires coming out, if I can grab them, there. They're the two wires which will they'll feed up into the lighting strip, which is here. I have soldered those two wires onto this strip and just gone up to the track to test it before I do anything else, and it works absolutely brilliantly. and it stays on. If I take it off the track, those lights stay on for about 15 seconds, so it's a really good stay alive system on it. So I'm really happy with that. So I can now take that into position so it doesn't flop about, and then next stage is to add some people into one of the ends. I'm not sure which end I will do yet. I'll think about that in a minute, and then I can put the lighting strip into the roof of here, and after soldering it, and then we're away really. I think that's the job done. So let's crack on, and I will put a couple of people in and we'll close it up, and probably the next part of the video will be seeing this on going around Lakeside. Okay, so see you in a minute. Bye. Hello again for the final time. So the coach is now on the track and complete. So as you can see, there's now lighting on the inside, and I've put some people inside, some with high-vis vests, some without. I've got some folks at the front. I'm not sure if you'll be able to see that angle, but you can see that there's some there sitting in the front, or rear, whichever you like to call it, looking out the rear observation part. And yeah, it's I'm really chuffed with that. It looks absolutely bloody gorgeous, and that was just something I was after. Maybe something a bit different from hoppers and things like that, and I think that just matches in so well. So that's probably taken about 4 hours to do that, I would think. Yeah, about 4 hours, and I think that's very worthwhile. And for 50 odd quid, yeah, got to be value for money, I think, for that. Right, so let's see it running. I won't do a full session. I'm hoping to do a running session on the weekend, and obviously I'll have this running as well. So I'll just show you it going down past the station, just to give you an idea. Let's start her up. I won't talk once it's going, so we'll call that a wrap, as they say, once it's gone through. So bye for now, and hopefully speak to you at the weekend.